The darkest conspiracy theories. The advanced ancient civilization. This theory says that at the time of the Egyptians, the civilization was far more advanced than it is now. And this is also how the pyramids could be explained. Because why are the pyramids in the exact same order as the stars in the Orion's belt? And what is more interesting, why is the speed of light and the altitude of the pyramids the exact same number? So many apparent coincidences, and they don't stop there. Because look at the motherboard of a modern computer and compare this to the lineup of the pyramids. Do you see a certain pattern here? Or is it just another made-up theory?
Y'all, I am freaking out right now. There's a lot of unexplained things going on in the ocean right now. Hold on real quick. I do not trust them. Just watch this real quick for me.
You get to Mars by going through the ocean. You can't get to the bottom of the ocean because outer space is the ocean.
Now what she just said just blew my mind. Now there's a situation called the firmament. So we know that water is all around us. And it is said that this dome divided the sea into upper and lower sections. You can't cancel this out because they still haven't discovered 80% of the sea. Early civilizations believed that the ocean and the stars above were linked. I mean, just look. Mayan, Norse, Hindu, Hebrew, all of them. Now we already know what spacesuits look like, but they look exactly like sea suits. I know once in your life you've heard of the Bermuda Triangle. Planes and people going missing in the ocean. There are black holes in the ocean. And I just know once in your life you've heard about sea monsters. When you see
black holes in the ocean, I never really thought about that. And we've been looking at black holes for so long. To think about them being in the ocean would technically explain the Bermuda Triangle. I never really thought of that type of a theory though. Black hole in the ocean. Whoa.
You see a comet, it looks like a boat soaring through water. What if these unexplained species in the ocean are actually aliens? If y'all have ever watched this movie Underwater, they went too deep and found the creature that don't even look like it's supposed to be from this earth. Or could it have just been a creature from space? Now you can say what you want, but I bet you we are not the only beings, only species, only creatures that are in this universe. It's just ironic that when they return to Earth, they're on water. I mean, I know I'm not tripping. And I know y'all heard of mermaids. So many unexplained things in the ocean. They're making more discoveries in space. Not really putting too much money or caring about what's going on the planet. Why? Because this sea stuff might have a lot of connections to space. And they not telling us. Y'all be safe, and I know I'm not the only person who feel this way.
This photo is infamous because for nearly 10 years after 9/11, no one knew who this guy was. His family assumed that he died during 9/11, but they had no real proof. And so one day his sister was down at the memorial. There's a museum where they have pictures and the names of all of the first responders that were working that day that passed away. And so she saw her brother's name, Gary Box, but the photo that was of him was not him. They went on this long thing trying to figure out, like, did he die? What happened to him? Like, we don't know, because this is a photo of someone else, so maybe they found those remains and they just assumed it was him. After a long time of searching, they got this photo and they knew this was him. They ended up getting the email of the guy who took this photo. He said he snapped the photo shortly after the plane crash. For the longest time though, this photo circulated and no one knew who this guy was.
So by now most of us have seen the dust screens that they're installing in Lahaina. If not, this is what they are.
Yeah, we anticipate this fence will probably be up at least a year or so. You know, right now, again, it's help protect what that dust they have out there. When they do the debris removal, there's going to be more dust. And so besides the dust fence, you know, you'll see like a chain link backing. That will provide extra support for it and extra security as well. You know, make sure it doesn't get cut up.
Now, the local residents are being told that it is to protect the locals from debris from the sites that were impacted by the fires and all of that. Now, some of you have seen my most recent This World Is Not What You Think It Is video, where we talked about the giants and the Nephilim. And I showed you guys what the island of Maui looks like, which is this. And I also showed you the areas that were attacked, which were these areas.
Bro, what? That? Hold on. It looks like shots to the heart and head. And blood. Yo.
So I know we've all heard a lot of theories about them building these 15-minute cities, smart cities, whatever you want to call them.
It took me 22 years to realize this about Shrek. We know all fairy tale creatures appear in Shrek, like Snow White, Captain Hook, and Ariel. But is Donkey a fairy tale creature too? Wait for it. He's a donkey. He can talk, and he's a friend of Pinocchio. Does it mean he's actually Lampwick from Pinocchio? How did we not notice this on the show Married with Children?
Excuse me, aren't you Bruce Jenner?
Whoa. Married with Children was old. Yeah, Bruce didn't do this until like, it's saying on here 2015. They probably knew way before. Had to. And like they say about most people, that stuff just don't happen overnight. There are signs and different things that happen that start pointing to them wanting to be. By the time they come out, they've been wanting to do this.
And now please welcome Mr. Bruce Jenner.
When they go out to dinner, it's all of them. The mom, the kids, and their grandma, Bruce Jenner. You know, it's whack as
I can't believe that came out of Bruce Jenner's vagina.
Bruce Jenner is a man.
No, Brian. That's what the press would have you believe, but he's not. Bruce Jenner.
Everybody knew. Everybody knew. And that's what happens when people know, they start making little subtle comments about it. You start seeing it everywhere before it gets to us or we find out about it. They've been making comments and little subtle comments about it for years. It's crazy.
Jenner is a woman.
What's a conspiracy theory that you 1000% believe in?
This is probably going to get taken down, so let me get right to it. I'm not just coming right out and saying that the military puts batteries inside of birds. All I'm saying is that if they did, this is probably where they would keep their stockpile, and due to the recent budget cuts, this is how many batteries are left. There's about to be no more birds, guys, and I anticipate the media is going to cover it up by saying climate change is the result.
So you are telling me nobody is talking about the fact Nicole Kessinger gave birth to a baby boy on February 18th, 2019?
You have a connection to 9/11 as well, don't you?
I do. Yeah, I was booked on the first flight that hit the tower, and I was drinking the night before. Overslept a little bit in conjunction with the fact that my travel agent screwed up the itinerary by about 15 minutes, and so I arrived 10 minutes late to get on the flight.
Access Hollywood that Michael was supposed.
I ain't gonna lie, he sound real scripted right there, didn't he? Just go back and listen to him, bro. He sounded real scripted.
You have a connection to 9/11 as well, don't you?
I do. Yeah, I was booked on the first flight that hit the tower, and I was drinking the night before. Overslept a little bit in conjunction with the fact that my travel agent screwed up the itinerary by about 15 minutes, and so I arrived 10 minutes late to get on the flight.
Access Hollywood that Michael was supposed to be at a meeting inside the World Trade Center on September 11th, 2001. Now, Jermaine said his brother slept through a number of early morning appointments, and that day was one of them.
Now, here she is, Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Dolly Parton. I figure if I'm gonna be in the rock and roll
Hall of Fame, I'm gonna have to earn it.
I'm sorry, is there someone talking to you?
Yes, sorry.
Sorry about that. So I just was wondering
They
how
just
everyone's
came
doing.
in.
Hello, Courtney. Have we lost you?
It's like Mitch McConnell.
All right, it looks like Courtney doesn't really want to go there
I
with
think
that
she's
question.
blanking. So I just was wondering
They
how
just
everyone's
came
doing. Hello, Courtney. Have we lost?
Yeah, just for all those people who don't believe it, this is the actual photo. Look, 96. That's my Uncle Javier in Mexico with pipe. Here's death row.
Everyone knows about Epstein Island, but have you heard about Rothschild's Island?
I don't even know who that is.
The Rothschilds are like the most mainstream name when it comes to the Illuminati. Like, everybody knows about them. But yeah, they bought an island off the coast of Antarctica. Why would you want an island in Antarctica?
Why would anyone go to Antarctica?
I think there could be like...
Because they know other people won't come out there. And they can do whatever they want, hide whatever they want. Man, listen, if you ain't been up on Antarctica or been trying to figure out what's going on down there, you behind the times, bro.
Like secret tunnels they have built in under there.
Your go-to is always secret tunnels.
There's no other reason for them to have an island.
Penguins?
Guys, what is going on? I'm not into conspiracy theories, and I don't think that this is some crazy UFO thing, but there's definitely something happened. Guys, it's 11 o'clock right now, and internet destruct. Listen to this, okay? We literally have no phone service, okay? We have been down since 9:30 p.m. and I got in my car and I could not make any phone calls. I thought it was really weird. My SOS was activated on my phone without me activating my SOS. And so bad. Finally, the internet is a little bit up because I'm using the Wi-Fi from my house, but I cannot make any calls. If this is happening to anybody else out there, let me know. Guys, this is not normal. This is not normal. Guys, what is going on?
And I hear a lot of people saying this is what they're doing. This is what they're doing. They're distracting us with the UFO talks, and they're doing a lot of things behind the scenes. Definitely could be. Could be.
You're at the 9/11 Museum.
Never been there.
And you say this. You're at the 9/11 Museum.
If you were born and around during the time, I don't know if I can go through there and not be in a bucket of tears, because it would be like reliving that event. I remember that event, that day so vividly, bro. So, man, I'd be messed up walking through that museum.
Whenever it's a full moon, people become crazy. They have said this for centuries. It was only the scientists that caught up about 50 to 75 years ago that figured out the human body is 70% water, and the moon pulls on us too, just like it pulls on the tides. So people become crazy under full moons. That's why they call it lunatics.
My GF has an ex who passed away in an unsolved accident. Today she told me about how killers often keep trophies. Should I be concerned?
You're telling me the government is saying mermaids don't exist.
Conspiracy theory that I've heard a lot is that when the astronauts were walking on the moon, you can see that they kick up a lot of dust. So people say, well, if there's no air on the moon, how is the dust flying around?
Remind me to dust my camera too, will you? Don't forget to dust your camera. We'll keep track of that for you.
Listen, I believe we went to the moon, and that's a pretty good point, though, that he made. I still believe, but I can't lie, that was a pretty good point. Did y'all read that? On January 8th, 2020, Trippie Redd posted a picture with XXXTentacion and himself standing in front of a mirror. What's suspicious about this photo is that Trippie Redd took it with an iPhone 11 Pro Max. Apple released this phone September 20th, 2019, which was a year after XXXTentacion was murdered on June 18th, 2018. It's gotta be Photoshop, right? Right?
Proof they control Brick.
Don't just stand there. Let's get to it. Strike a pose. There's nothing to it. Break a pose. There's nothing to it. Break.
Proof they control